Hey there, it's Nicola Milan from Singer's Secret, and this is video 5 in my How to Belt If You're Not a Natural Belter series. But this is a really exciting video actually. Even if you haven't watched the other belt videos, you'll be able to get lots out of this one, because I'm going to show you some singing hacks that you can use to make your voice sound powerful and gutsy, even if it's not. And I use these myself all the time because I have a very smooth voice, so it doesn't have any edge to it. And it sounds great singing beautiful, like sultry jazz songs or pretty folk songs, but when it comes to cutting through, it just kind of lacks that edge. So I'm going to show you some sneaky ways to make your voice sound powerful and gutsy, even if it's not. Singing hack number 1 is to really articulate your words. Now, when we talk about articulation in singing, we're talking about how clearly you're saying all of your lyrics. Now, I'm not just talking about saying the t, like the t's, and the p's really clearly. I'm talking about the back of the mouth as well, the k, the y, and the g, all of those back mouth type sounds. So if I was to sing something like, come on here and take your time, if I'm going k, 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 and really putting an emphasis on that k, it'll make that top note ping, come on here and come on here, as opposed to come on here and take your time. It sounds softer. So if you really articulate that k, you know, and whatever your lyrics are, if you're saying you can really emphasize the you, and use that word to give it a little bit more punch. Singing hack number 2 is to give yourself somewhere to go in the music. So if you start off a song really loud and you come in quite powerful, then people are going to expect that level of volume or louder. You're kind of setting this precedent. And what you want to do, because you know, if you can't continue with that level of volume, or you don't have any more to give, then the whole song's going to sound kind of flat, because it's just going to be one volume, or you're going to drop lower than that. So what you want to do is give yourself somewhere to go in the music. Start off, you know, more sultry and softer, and then build. So you're using dynamics to create this sort of more of a sense of power. So you set the audience's ear up to hear like a softer volume to begin with, and then maybe the first chorus isn't quite as loud, and then you've got somewhere that you can grow with your voice to do sort of like the last chorus, you know, with a little bit more volume and give it everything that you've got. And in comparison, that will sound a lot more powerful and gutsy than where you started, because you've set the audience's ear up correctly from the beginning. Singing hack number 3 is let the microphone do the work for you. I do this all the time. I love microphones, especially when I have a sore throat and I have to sing. I will just turn that microphone up and I will add a little bit more in the treble, because it gives your voice a little bit more punch and kick. And I will let the microphone do the work for me. I don't try and push my voice too much, and I definitely don't try and be louder than all of the other instruments, because they have volume buttons and they can just turn up. My voice doesn't. It doesn't have a volume button. It's a muscular instrument. It has to come from within. And if you don't have a really powerful voice, there is no way that you're going to be able to keep up with, you know, a guitar that's got like an extreme amp going on and like all this distortion or whatever, you know. So what you want to do is let the microphone do the work for you. Turn that thing up and that's what they're for, you know, to make you sound louder than you actually are. They're an amplification device. Singing hack number 4 is to harden your vowels. Now by vowels, we're talking A, E, I, O, U. And accents do come into play a little bit here. So if you're in the UK and you have the Queen's English, you may say A, E, I, O, U. You know, how now, brown cow. These are all very soft vowels. but you can harden them and make them squashy. So E instead of E, A instead of A, A, kind of squashing your mouth down and kind of making that vowel a little bit harsher. Some accents have harsher sounding vowels to others. You just have to play around with it and just practice depending on the song that you're singing. You can add more of an A even on like an I sound instead of like, you know, river. You can write raver, and it kind of, without compromising the actual word, it will make your sound a little bit gutsier. And singing hack number 5 is you can use techniques like growls to add a little bit more kind of gutsy, cool sound to it. So a growl is like that kind of a thing, and if you use it correctly, it would sound like Basin Street, Bay. You know, it's kind of got that. Use this sparingly because it does hurt your throat a little bit because you're basically grinding things back there, but it does add that kick to your song and it makes it really cool, especially when you know, I use in one of my songs Take Your Chances. I'll put a link to it actually, and I use this, where did I use this? I use this in the end of the song. So coming up to the end, when I want to make the song really big, I add a growl in there, and it does kind of give that section a little bit of extra oomph. So if you want to listen to it and how this all kind of growls work in songs, I'll link to it in the description below, and I'll tell you what time to listen to as well, so you can go check that out. So there you go, 5 singing hacks to make your singing sound more powerful and edgy even if it's not. I hope you've enjoyed this tip. If you have, please like and subscribe. And if you would like some free singing training and more tips on how to improve your singing and make it as a singer, head on over to my website, singersecret.com. Make sure you hop onto my email list because I do put extra singing tips into those emails that I do not share anywhere else, about working as a singer, making it as a singer, songwriting, performance, all that good stuff, and you don't want to miss out. Thanks again for watching. I'm Nicola Milan, and I'll talk to you again soon.